it takes to the gestation of a... Yeah. Does anybody else? No, mate. Yeah. Go on, you're going to tell me now. You're veterinary nurse.
Okay. That's it. So you know you're at the steps now. So please go slowly and find your way. So you know that it's a couple of steps. Now put, yes, that's it. You're on the edge now. That's it.
Within the organisation.
That's the edge. Yeah. So gently down. Gently down. That's it. That's one. And then you can come to the next one. Actually, at the end of the hazard. Yeah.
Would anybody else like a go?
And sweep the cane across. From left to right. That's it, and you'll see what space you've got. That's it. So keep going and following my voice. You've done this before.
So before I start this video that we're going to show you,
start turning to your left.
Last year, there's a map there. We used to have it on a video, but that is a map of the centre. You can have a little more when you go out. But
keep going up onto the corridor, and then you're going to actually. You're down one step, that's it. Down another step. And then the third one. And then you can feel that you're at the end.
and we have an isolation area over here, which obviously does happen occasionally if a dog is poorly. And that is the only area where there isn't any grass outside. All the other blocks will have an enclosed area with lots of grass, but that doesn't, because it's easy to be washed down. And then we come back along here, not today, but we come here to the pre-whelp area, which is where we are going to go down to first. There is a mum about to give birth. And then we have post-whelp, which is the block here, but we haven't got any dogs in there. And then puppy block over here. And we're going to wander over there where apparently there are some dogs, quite a lot. Let's hope
they were playing when I went out.
Let's hope they're not all outside. So as you see, it is a large area, but hopefully you'll get out of this tour what you really want to see, and that's dogs. So we'll start here with this video. It gives you a little bit of an insight into the history, brief history of guide dogs. Okay, so we'll start you now.
Dogs. It's 90 years since the UK's first guide dog partnerships qualified, and since then we've transformed thousands of lives through a range of services. It all started in 1931 in a lock-up garage in Merseyside. Two innovative women, Muriel Crook and Rosamond Bond, started training dogs to support servicemen who had lost their sight in the First World War. Back then, the idea was pretty radical, but the impact was immediate. Within 3 years, we formed the Guide Dogs for the Blind Association. In 1941, we moved to our new home at Edmondscote Manor and began offering residential training to our new partnerships. By the 1950s, our guide dogs were attracting attention.
The idea of training dogs to guide the blind is comparatively new to this country, but the miracle of merging a guide dog and its master, mentally and physically, into a single unit has proved successful. And today, the work of the Guide Dogs for the Blind Association is widely recognised.
So 4 times a day they're fed and then they're let out to do hopefully what's necessary. And obviously...
An attempt to simplify the selection of suitable dogs as early as possible.
To raise happier, healthier dogs, we began our own breeding program in 1960. And we became a household name in 1965.
Not particularly high vis anymore. I think it's become a bit faded, but there's a dummy and a push
As our services grew in the 1970s,
and they've pushed that around because it's something that the dogs will see.
At the obstacle course, set in the grounds of the centre, the dog is taught to judge height and width and to obey commands. The dog not only judges the distances for himself, but for his trainer as well.
somebody
In
like yourself,
1981, we
a
introduced
bigger
a new
dog
generation to our life-changing
controllable
work
PA.
when Blue Peter's dog
So
Goldie
we do
gave
that
birth to a
breed,
litter of guide dog
German
puppies.
Shepherd. We do some soft mouth Labrador retrievers go together and they just make a lovely dog. But I think this is where German Shepherds have had bad press because they're lovely dogs. They're given the right training. Yeah.
Yeah, my parents always look as well.
Good day.
Yeah. And the thing about them is that they're gentle. It's not most dog. I mean, my
Service, providing trained volunteer guides to help people with sight loss to get out and do more of the things they love. 2 years later, our army of volunteers helped us launch our Access All Areas campaign, highlighting the impact of being refused access.
Marks and Spencer's not knowing which way to go. Okay, so I've put the handle down. And having the handle down on the dog's back like that, and I'm just stood, is actually a cry for help. Generally.
So you
Might not
could
be.
go up to the lady or the man and say, can I help you?
Yes, go up to that person. People don't know that, and you know, but and it might actually be that they just don't want. They're fine. They might be waiting for somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, because the dogs are really good. They're not going to run off. So, but again, it's for us to know, and like you say, to go and offer your help. Not do what some people do, and go up and talk to the dog and not the person. People seem quite shocked at that, understandably. They kind of ignore the human and talk to the dog. We have actually been told in the past where somebody went up and showed Google Maps to the dog. I know, bizarre, isn't it?
she used Apple Maps, really.
You reckon? Yeah. So really, the moral here is introduce yourself. And if you are, going to offer some help, when you've done that, do say goodbye. You know, because again, and we know this from people who are blind, that suddenly that person has disappeared and they don't know what they've gone.
It's probably a silly question. Left, right-handed? Do the dogs always go to your left?
They no, I think it just depends on the user.
But the dog would be happy either side, or you have to train.
But generally they're this side because you're holding them like
I'd be
this.
the complete opposite. So always out.
But again, your dog would learn to be learn the right thing for you. Yeah.
So just change the shape.
Yes.
So what is the handling doing? So is what you're holding there is just to hold on to the dog, and is the and the lever is to give commands or what?
Yes, there will be. I mean, we don't do the training here, which is a shame actually, because we could probably all do with knowing a little bit more about that. But generally, yes, it's leverage. That dog, you see, there's more movement in that. Yes, there will be a certain amount, and obviously it's a security thing as well. Because as we know with our own dogs at home, I mean, just having a lead is sometimes arm wrenching. So you need that sort of stability and also it's a way of showing us, the public, that is a guide dog.
It's another sign, isn't it?
So they get the harness, they get the lead, they get the collar, they get a whistle, I think, as well. Obviously they get all this as well. So that's all comes as part of their package, as it were. This dog here has bells, which are like bird of prey bells actually, because they are let off. And it's so that their user knows where they are. And there is obviously the vast majority of people who have a guide dog, they're not totally blind. So they can see something, but the dog, that's great for them to know where the dog is. They're trained and they're fed to go to the toilet before they go out. Even before they're actually service dogs. The training, they have the right wording, and they're not supposed to have tit-bit, which I bet some of them do. So they have a controlled diet, so all the food that we pay for as a centre is all the same type of food, which seems to suit the guide dog, the lab. So, but I bet they do get little treats. Anyway, going back to the leather goods, so they've made the harness, they've made the lead and collar. Any extras they make into wristbands, coasters, that sort of thing. So they're sort of very aware of, wastage, that sort of thing. So yeah, so that is a brief resume of the harness. Any questions?